Hey boo, hey, yes, your girl looking rough, but guess what? Get ready with me. So my today's talk is going to be, I had a revelation, and it's called This Is Not That. And so we're going to talk about that. I'm Coach Janine. I'm a mindset coach and a self-love expert, helping ambitious moms to alleviate overwhelming self-neglect so they can experience more inner peace, more wholeness, and more confidence while incorporating more self-love along the way. So in the past, you would never catch me showing my authentic self, showing me getting dressed, showing all my imperfections. But one thing that I've learned through this process is that being who I am and exerting that will attract what God is manifesting for me, who God is manifesting in my life, and recognizing when it's time to purge some old things. And people said, well, what is wholeness? And wholeness is there's some issues that are holding you back. And I met a young lady while I'm away on vacation. And one of the things was she felt mommy guilt. She felt upset about trying to forge her career, do all the things, wear all the hats. But I had a question for her. Why is it that you push yourself so hard? Like, what is it? And she got quiet. She was talking to me more and more. And she said, part of the reason I do that is for my family. But I said, but are you spending time with your family? Are you designating time for you so you can be refreshed when you do spend that time with them? Because I think that's another thing, right? We're all ambitious and we're doing all the things, and we say we're doing it for the family and we're doing it for this. But if you're not here tomorrow and God forbid something happens to you, what was it all for? So with wholeness, I found out that she was mimicking society's view of us, that we must function at that caliber, and we really don't. So this message of this is not that is give yourself permission that just because how things were done in the past does not mean that's how it's supposed to be now. And if you're in a space in your life where you're pivoting, this is going to be for you to accept that what it was then was a growth plate to prepare you for where you're going. And as an ambitious mom, we need to recognize that healing must take place within, and we have to serve from our overflow. And the energy around you, and she co-signed it, and this is one thing that I want to speak about to people, is her kid was like, mommy, slow down, mommy, you're always so busy, mommy. Like, your energy will flow out on people, and they can feel it even though you don't even say the words. And so sometimes I want you to check yourself and say, why am I always doing this? Because it's like I got to get to the next thing. I got to get it to the next thing. And hustle and grind is always good at spurts in your life. But I believe in there should be some ease. And if you get to the finish line but you beat down, you did all this for what? Like, those were the questions I had to ask myself when I had to lose 30 pounds. And when my thyroid and my neck has come down, but it's huge. If you look at some of my pictures, you'll see it was a little bit more large. My eyes, it wasn't until God sat me down and said, you doing the most, sit down. And it wasn't until those spaces of clarity that I understood my worth. Understood the word no, as in no to me, that God was blocking me from things, but saying no to people and saying no to things, and also saying my time matters, and that all business, like doing all about your career, it becomes a title and it becomes an idol. And I'm learning through life that God is your source. And if you truly believe Matthew 6:33 that he will provide, and you've prayed for things, then remember, this is not that. And so if you want that, you may have to change and pivot what you've been doing over here. If that's a word, I feel like that is something I want to say to someone. And you don't even have to be a mom. This is just in life. That you have to then, like, when they tell you stay around the wise, and they'll say, it's not until you lived a little bit that you recognize, ooh, but it's the time, it's the lessons that you learn, it's the growth, because growth is done in motion. And when you start going back and asking yourself, why do I function like that? Like for me, it was because of the culture I came from. My mom is the go-getter of the go-getterist. Okay, and so with me, I could have 4 jobs and I was still being a wife and I was still being a mom. And I was like, listen, I could still do all the things. But where was I in that when things fell down for me? And I recognized, and I've even helped my mom understand, it's time now for balance. It's time for ease. It don't always gotta be about work. And don't go to the extreme and make it all be about play, but finding somewhere in there, but more so nurturing your soul and doing what feeds you, so the energy that you're giving to your family or building the legacy or whatever things you're manifesting will help you to understand this is not that. And that's not what we're taking into 2024. We are in the last quarter of 2023, and I want you to think about some things. I have a masterclass coming up. It is called Bloom to be Seen. What that means is this is not that. You want to be something different. You want to show up in your best way. You want confidence. You want more mindfulness. You want to slow down. You don't want the mommy guilt. You want to know that you're enough. You want to know that everything that you've been doing is for purpose, for the things that you want while you're trying to build your dream life. And if any of this sounds like you, then you want to come to my masterclass September 22nd. It's going to be at 7 p.m. and it's going to be Eastern Standard Time. It's virtual. I have a limited replay. And man, this is 2.0, which means I did the first one and y'all came and served me, said, Janine, you got to do it again. So I brought it back for my ambitious moms because I believe it's a message there. And remember, level up your intentional queen to a better you. I'll leave a link and everything in the description note. Yes, girl, I am showing up on camera getting dressed, but I'm showing you I'm living my dream life. So I'm out here traveling, taking vacation without the baby, because I feel like sometimes you need that time for you. So I'm refueling me. So I want you to refuel yourself. I'll talk to you later on the flip side. Bye-bye.